This is on the top of the staircase, and it is a symbol of the Separatist Church. Instead of a cross, this is their symbol. So it was very apropos to have this on the top of your staircase where people could see it from all the floors. And here's a layout of Zoar when it was first built in the 1800s. See all the houses and the farms. And the garden is right next door to this, so the building we're in should be right at the bottom of the screen. It's very neat. It's a great town. Then, and we got any readings in this house at all. So just so you know, my millimeter has not gone off at all in this house, where it was going off like crazy in the first museum that we were in. This is another bedroom on the second floor, and I particularly like the dresses that they have laid out and the shoes. It's just such a very neat place. Baby's cradle. It's a long baby, but hey. If anybody's here, please feel free to record a statement on this recording device. I will hear it. And that is a strange looking door. Oh, that's the doorway. That's neat. That's how thick the walls are.
Century. They bought their 10 by 11 sheets. They bought it in Pennsylvania and had it shipped by barge down to the canal. All the machines were 19th century machines, but they're not the machines of Zoar. When they dissolved, they sold the machinery off. The tinsmith lived above the tin shop, and when he got too old to do it, they built a new house next door for the tinsmith and his family. And apprentice lived above the tin shop. He had to be an apprentice for 7 years before he became a tinsmith. They started him out between the ages of 9 and 10 years old. The tin shop is set up the original way it was when he was here in the village. They started out as a tin shop. They started out as a poplar shop, and they moved it down the street and moved it in, and they made it into the tin shop. And then in the 30s and 40s, they said it was a gas station for a while. And then they just went for storage, and I let the roof and stuff fall in, and pretty much did so. They did all that, the original one it was. He was important to the housewife because he made everything that the housewife needed. All their cooking, all their coffee pots, cups, cookie cutters, cake pans, strainers, colanders, whatever she needed, he made. To make one cup, it takes about all the machines to make one cup. This one here, rounds it like this. This one here, put your lift in it so you put your seam together. This is the seam seal, it's got a notch in it. You put it on something solid and hit it and see what your seam shut. The first machine here is a wiring machine. They put a wire on top of everything to make it stronger. It puts the groove in, puts the wire in, and puts the rod around on the top. The second one is a burr machine, which you burr around here, and the same one, the piece that fits on the bottom. The next one is your ridger, put your ridges in it so you can put your pipes together. The fourth one is the sealer. The sealers your bottom wall around go like this. The last one is the beater. They put a bead in it to make it stronger like our soup cans today. And about the end of the 19th century, they started building things like this. You take a stove and unhook it, get it to a box, put it away, come to your house, and do your downspouts, gutters, and coffee pots, cups, or anything you had leaking, you come and resolder it for you. Down They made a drink like our egg rolls. This is their mixer. It's got a cone inside with holes in it. Just put the greenness in there and just mix it up. And some neat little photos they have with strainers.
Oh my gosh.
This is a sewing light or a lacing light. And the women would put it on their candle light, might find their candle light so you could see sew or lace after dark. And sausage stuffer, popcorn popper, candle makers. This is a vegetable steamer.
With a sieve.
Oh my gosh.
Take it out, rotate.
What's on the bottom? Is that it's a screen?
Yeah.
Steamer.
Wow.
Is this a pair of pliers?
Yeah.
Why don't they make those today? We could use
Pliers,
those.
it looks like.
Heavily corroded.
Like they always
Too
say,
practical.
if it worked, don't use it. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
I have one.
Huh?
I have a vegetable steamer
You know.
similar to that.
They show you the egg maker down at egg.
And then 1898 with years in between, but 1898 they dissolved. But there were years in between leading up to that. But you missed it.
Well, in 1898, when they dissolved, they still lived together, though, right?
For a while. Yes, there would be different, like the house across the street was built in 1874. Usually it was the tinsmith who worked right next door that lived in that house along with another family. The numbered houses, you would have had at least 2 families in
Okay.
every home. Okay?
Related?
No.
No. Okay.
No. No. They wouldn't necessarily be related. But
And this is just part of their religion?
that, well, it was just a necessity and something that was. There were other homes besides these numbered houses where you'd have a family. But the houses were built large enough to accommodate at least 2 families. Now, you were in the number 1 house.
Yeah.
Joseph Miller would have lived there along with his 3 trustees. You would have had 4 families in that one building. But it was big enough. There was never any more than 15, 18 people in it at a time. But that was just the way it was done. Of course, then you had the dorms for a while. The dorms, they did away with that too eventually. So the children would have been in the dorms
So they were away from their parents?
from 3 to 14.
Oh my gosh.
From 3 to 14. See, this is in the video too.
Okay.
Maybe we'll go back and see it.
What?
Maybe we'll have to go back and see it.
Yeah, it was a very sad time. We'll just briefly do that since it's a small group. I get to talking and I'm long-winded. You have to tell me to shut up. With the dorms, in 1819 they voted to communal lifestyle, which meant food, clothing, shelter, everything was given to them, but money was all given to the leaders, and it went back to whatever the community needed. They didn't have their own money. but they were given, that's your communal lifestyle. When they came from Germany, this was not their plan. They came here for religious freedom, raised their children the way they felt they should have been raised, and free of persecution. But in 1819, they had this, they bought 5,500 acres of land. So you get this in the video too. $16,500 they paid for it. This was 1817.
Wow.
That would have been a phenomenal amount of money. It's a lot of money today.
Yeah.
Then it would be like $1 million today. In 1819, there were 300 of them originally. They realized each family selling the surplus would never get this land debt paid back. So they voted for the communal lifestyle. 104 women, 53 men. So see, the women got the vote too.
No.
This was way before women had the right to vote. But they were as important, if not more important, than the men. Then we come to 1822. You've got the Ohio Erie Canal. 7 miles crossed their property. Instead of letting people come in and do it, contractors come in and do it, they opted to do it themselves. Without the women, they could never have done it. So during this period of time, they practiced celibacy. There were no marriages. Husbands lived in buildings, wives lived in buildings. 0 children. Because they were needed. Mom couldn't be busy with a family when this needed to be done. 1828, 1829, the canal was complete. They got $21,000. They got another, we're not sure of the amount of money, but there's a restaurant that, it used to be the Inn on the River, now it's another restaurant. But other people would come in and stay there. They had to pay for that and pay for the food that the separatists furnished them. So they had that extra amount of money. Land debts paid. Now they could go back to having families, and people started marrying again. So it was only a period of time. Unlike the Shakers, who did not have children, and they're gone. But see, the separatists continued. They went back with their families.
You mean the Shakers never had children?
No.
They weren't allowed to have sex.
No. No, they did adopt. I have read where they would go out and act. We're getting a little bit of the history back here.
We're in the stitchery and the cannery, and there's all kinds of neat stuff here for sale. Did you taste that, Bob? No, he's not even there. What's in there, Donna? What's in there?
Oh, different kind of spices and the pancakes on Sunday. Instead of putting blueberries, you could do blueberry syrup.
Look at all the pickles. Jeez.
Excuse me. I want to purchase something. Sure. Yep. Sorry. We're trying to get ready for
Somebody is blowing leaves in the background, but this is the boys' dormitory. And when we were in the town hall, there was a picture of Zoar, old Zoar, and there was a ghost in this tree. I don't see any in there today, but you never know. This is where the boys lived in a communal group. and it is not open to the public.